Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Lemons and welcome to another episode of Lemon Talks. Now this is something that we haven't really discussed, haven't had a chance to discuss, but these are technically going to count as like tiny little episodes of Lemon Talks, probably going to refer to it as a series like LemonEats. But today we have various snack foods in front of us that have dropped here in 2025. Right over here we have the Dr. Pepper Blackberry. It's something that a lot of people have been raving over. Some of the reviews that I've read have been mixed on this one in particular. Everybody seems to love this Coca-Cola. This Coca-Cola Orange Cream. I couldn't remember if it was Orange Cream or Orange Dream. Just because, you know, many of the orange creamsicles could also be like dreamsicles. But, yes, so an Orange Cream Coca-Cola that came out this year. This is looking to be like a more permanent flavor if it does really well. And then we have the Monster Viking Berry. This is from their juice line, obviously, but this is like a hot, brand new flavor. I went in, explained that I was looking for some flavors that had just become brand new here in 2025 and was looking to just grab a couple of things so that way I could try them for y'all today. And they said that they had this back in the back, like in the stocking area, not even on the shelves yet. And so they handed that off to me. They probably got it on the shelves now, which is really cool. But I'm going to try this for you today. Probably going to finish this one off and then seal these back up later just to maintain the freshness. But then for actual snacking purposes, we have the Jack Link's Fritos Chili Cheese Meat Stick. So the chili cheese Fritos, they decided to try to put that flavor into a Jack Link's beef stick. And then we have another Jack Link's beef stick, but Doritos taco flavored. Now, I'm excited to see how those taste, to be quite honest with you, just because Jack Link's typically does pretty good with its flavors. Whether it was the Flamin' Hot or the Wild, whenever they do something, they end up doing it right. Something that I was a little bit disappointed about, and I'm not going to be trying in this video because I've already tried it personally. If you'd like me to get one and then review it for you, then fine. But they did a spicy sweet chili Dorito version of this meat stick, and it was pretty decent, to be quite honest with you. The chili cheese Frito meat stick is probably one that they're going to aim at making more permanent, but this Doritos taco flavor is definitely a limited time only, says it right here on the label. So if you are interested in seeing what this tastes like for yourself, I would recommend that you go out and get that straight away. All right, so today we're going to go ahead and start off with the sodas, all right? So Dr. Pepper right here. Now, some conversation that I see online quite often, kind of even they're starting to become a damn like culture meme. But some people say that Dr. Pepper in comparison to like Pepsi or Coca-Cola tastes way better. I can tell you right now, I can already smell the amount of blackberry that's in that. Like when you open it up, take a whiff of some of what you're smelling. See, soda can be treated a lot like wine. I'm not even joking about that. You get a good smell of it, you aerate it when you're drinking it, you will bring out a lot of the flavor that's in it. But back to what I was saying, kind of ran off on a tangent there because of the smell. It really did hit me that hard too, that I had to note it right away. But Dr. Pepper is a spiced cola compared to just being a regular cola, and so that's why it has a slightly more intense flavor, or what seems like a more intense flavor than Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and that's also why you typically get comparisons of like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, skip Dr. Pepper, RC, and other generic brands. You know, it's because it wasn't meant to taste the same as Coca-Cola or Pepsi. It's gonna taste slightly different, and in some people's opinion, slightly better because of the type of soda that it is. But we're gonna go ahead and give this a drink now, and I'll tell you what's going on with it. Okay, all right, one more. Okay. Well, I got good news and bad news. So some of the reviews that I was reading online said that when they drank it, they got like the feeling of drinking cough syrup. I can definitely tell why you would think that when you're drinking this. So if you have any bad memories, or like a traumatic experience with cough syrup of any kind, I would avoid it because it's definitely prominent. Like it definitely... initially, when you drink it, it'll hit you right away, and it'll probably turn you off from the drink entirely. But for those of you who love the taste of blackberries and can look past the fact that the syrup in it that they use to make this, because every soda uses syrup in order to get this mix, if you can look past that and not compare the syrupy texture of soda to that of cough syrup, and my apologies ahead of time. There will probably be a couple of burps just because Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, very carbonated. But the thing about this is that if you really like the blackberry flavor, I feel like it'll do it for you. But, on the other hand, I can see where it is slightly on the bitter side, but then again, like blackberries, typically whenever you make something with blackberries, just a fun fact, like a dessert of some sort or anything like that, blackberries aren't the sweetest berry in the world. In fact, they tend to be classified as a little bit more on the bitter and sour side. And so that is why people tend to sprinkle stuff like powdered sugar over the top of blackberries whenever they're serving them, or like they bake them directly into a cake, something that's going to have a lot of sugar to balance that out. But I feel like the sugar that is in this Dr. Pepper right here balances that out. If you go and get the zero sugar version, because they make a zero sugar version of this. I haven't tasted it, so I cannot say for sure, but maybe the cough syrupy taste is a little more inescapable with that in particular. But we'll go ahead and move on to the orange cream. The official rating on this Dr. Pepper Blackberry, and this is taking into account like all sodas that I've ever drank and enjoyed, I am going to have to get that a 6.5 out of 10. And I mean, really think about it on this scale, on this spectrum, how many sodas there have been out here in the world. That is a fair rating, just because Dr. Pepper itself has made better flavors than this. It's not the greatest flavor that they've come out with of all time or anything like that. Definitely not. And I feel like there are other soda flavors out there that definitely top it easily. And so that is going to get a 6.5 out of 10 from your boy, Jacob Lemons. Now moving on to this, which is Coca-Cola Orange Cream. Like I said, this one is one that Coca-Cola is looking at making a more permanent flavor, depending on how it does. You know what's strange? With this one, I get a smell of like the vanilla Coke. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, not even a little bit of the orange is present in the smell of it. It's more on the creamy side. Like, you get the cream smell more than the actual orange, thus making that vanilla-y smell. So, we're going to go ahead and take a drink of that now. Ooh, okay, 1 second. Golly. Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a recommendation right there. That is something that I 150% recommend that you go and get right now. Whether you like orange creamsicles or not, that is something that I would definitely go get. And I'm going to explain why right now. Because like I said, the cream was the most notable when we were smelling it. Now, it was also the most notable when we were drinking it until the end of the taste. Like, as as you're swishing it around in your mouth or as you're swallowing it, you get the tang of the orange. You actually get a little bit of that zip from the orange, and it is delightful, to be honest with you. Like, that is probably the most refreshing Coca-Cola that I've had in a long time because of that. Like, it literally, it's making me salivate right now. Like, it hydrated me, and that's just nuts. That's crazy to think about. I mean, typically, like, whenever I drink a soda, it gums up my saliva, kind of makes it like stop working, so I have to drink water with it. But this right here, wow. That is all I have to say about that. It's just wow. That is getting an 8.5 out of 10. And you say 8.5, you just said it was amazing. But then again, like, think about it. It's the scale of all sodas that I've ever tried before. And when it comes to a guy like me, there is rarely a soda that I haven't tried before. But this is definitely an 8.5 easy. If you brought up some other sodas that you feel like rank below that I rate as higher in the future, then definitely mention it. But this right here, for all of you that watch right now, go get you one. Yum yum, get you some, like Danos be saying all the time. But grab you one of these. It's at your grocery stores, it's in your gas stations, it's everywhere right now. And so definitely get you some of that. Now we are on to the energy juice. And man, the design on this is absolutely lovely. It is Viking berry, and so they got some Vikings painted on here. They got a female Viking right here with a wolf. They've got a Thorish looking Viking, but he's wielding a sword, and some skulls piled at the bottom. Then you got a nice boat right here with the shields all across the side. It's just very traditional Viking. And then the description is actually written on a stone tablet. So that is if anybody if anybody out there is appreciative of Norse mythology or Viking culture, this is something that I honestly feel like would probably even make just a great decoration in your house. Like, it's beautiful. Even down here, they got Thor's hammer in between energy juice. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give this the crack open and see what we got here. Ooh. Here we go. Okie doke. Well, that is interesting. I was trying to find what exact berries they used in this. Man, but that's delicious right there. Easily one of the better monsters that I've tried too. With that one right there, we're going to have to give that an 8 out of 10. That is a really good drink right there. And it's refreshing because it's a monster juice instead of just being a straight up monster. So it's got some juice content to it, and designed to be a little more refreshing than all the other monsters. Now, I can tell you right now that this thing is loaded with sugar. 47 grams of sugar. Man, and that's for the whole can right there. But essentially, I would go get you one. This is also another one that I would recommend right now, especially if you're a big Monster fan. If you're a big Monster fan, then why not? Why not? Go to a gas station, grab you a Monster Viking berry. Oh yeah. But that is something that definitely has hint of like some cherry, some raspberry. Ooh. Yeah, man, that was just, it was so interesting because, like, it says Viking berry, but it is like a mixed berry sort of thing going on there. Man, I would even think that there's, like, some grapes in there. Man, wild. But, moving on to the Fritos chili cheese beef stick now. Now we're getting into eating things, and, that could be quite interesting. So, We'll go ahead and peel that back. Don't you love how I just professionally peeled back that beef stick? See, that's like years of training. Not everybody can do that, especially people that don't eat beef sticks. People that don't eat beef sticks be trying to tear it. It's like, what are you doing? They make the peel for a reason, okay? So here we go. I'm going to tell you what, the Jack Link's, like the beef stick smell of it is obviously more strong than any like chili cheese that's coming through it. All right. Wow. I don't even have to take another bite of that one. And it's not because I don't like it. It's just I got another beef stick that I need to try. I don't want to taint the flavor, really. In fact, I'll probably use this as a palate cleanser real quick. But if you've ever had chili cheese Fritos, you would be able to note that the chili cheese flavor is very strong and is very accurate to what a chili cheese hot dog or chili cheese Frito pie tends to taste like. That beef stick tastes exactly like the flavor of the chips that it's trying to mock. The only difference is that it's more meaty. It'd be like if you got a bowl of chili with cheese and it's more chili than cheese. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's done to this chili cheese flavor of Fritos. Whereas typically, like with the chili cheese Fritos, you're getting a little more zing from the cheese. But this, it's if you've ever wondered what it would be like if Fritos went more in the meaty direction with the chili cheese Fritos, get this beef stick. That's exactly what that would taste like. Definitely tasting more meat than cheese, and it's because of it being a beef stick, but the cheese flavor is still there. Something important to note with these that I wanted to wait until I was trying it to tell you is that these also come in the cheese stick beef stick packs. So you can get like, man, I told you the burps were coming, maiden. Like that was something that was just guaranteed. But they come in the cheese stick beef stick packs. And in those packs, you get a little bit of like pepper jack cheese to come with it, like that pairs with it. Honestly, I think that would be pretty good. Maybe overload on cheese. But, I mean, that's something that I always think whenever I'm thinking about getting like a beef stick as opposed to like a cheese stick beef stick pack. It's just like, man, but that's like a block of cheese, bro. It's like a little fucking stick of cheese. But, yeah, if you can overcome that battle because your love for cheese is so great, then by all means, go get you the cheese stick beef stick pack of these, or even just get the regular beef stick and have yourselves a try. Now we of course got the Doritos taco flavor. Sorry, I'm not good at branding, but yeah, we'll go ahead and give it a sniff. Ah, man. Okay, so it's definitely the taco smell that I'm smelling in there. I had to smell it a few times just to be sure that it wasn't like a regular Jack Link's beef stick that I was smelling, but there's definitely a smell of like taco seasoning in there, you know? My buddy David will like this, but for that white people taco night, go get the taco seasoning packets up at the grocery store, and it feels like they put that in this beef stick. You know, just a good old taco seasoning packet. So we're going to go ahead and take a bite now. That was interesting. And it's because the flavor of the taco like bursts after a few bites have been taken into it. When you bite it at first, and that's what kind of confused me. When you bite it at first, it tastes just like a regular Jack Link's beef stick, but then you chew it a couple of times and then boom, that is when you really taste all that taco flavor that's inside of there. It hits you all at once. And to me, it's probably the best way to do something like a Doritos beef stick, just because Doritos, they have all that flavor powder on the outside, so you're getting hit with all that flavor immediately. And so that's the experience that we have typically whenever we eat Doritos, is just like an abundance of flavor on your tongue from the get-go. That, considering that they can't put nearly as much of that flavor powder in a beef stick as they can on the chips, I feel like that was the smartest way to go about it. If they did make it that way on purpose, is that you taste the beef stick at first, and then the rest of the flavor gets added because it's more toward the inside of the beef stick, just so that way it's more prominent. That way it's more noticeable. But go ahead and give me a rating for these. Chili cheese Frito beef stick. This is compared to all other beef sticks that I've ever had in my life. But the chili cheese Frito beef stick, I feel like it deserves a 7, man. That was a really good beef stick. And like I said, it's practically like getting a cheese beef stick combo without actually having to pay for the combo, because you're getting the flavor of cheese in that. So, it could potentially save you some money when they make that a permanent flavor too. But Doritos taco flavor, this one, it was impressive, slightly more impressive than the Fritos chili cheese beef stick. So I'm going to have to give this one a 7.5. Now, remember when I'm rating these, and it's always nice to tell you where my bias comes from, especially when it comes to eating stuff. But I am a big spice guy. By no means am I going to go out here and eat really hot things, or like fake eating really hot things and then look at the camera. No reaction. Like, I'm not going to... That's not what this channel is going to turn into for even a second. But I do like spicy things. I frequently eat habaneros. I welcome eating Carolina Reapers whenever they offer it at a place. Obviously, those things are very spicy. I am not out here to act like I'm not going to react to it. I'll tell you every time, that is hot. But I tend to lean more toward the spice of things in life. I enjoy that far more. And so that could have been where my rating of the taco flavored Dorito goes over the chili cheese Frito. You might like the chili cheese Frito more, especially if you don't really like spice in things. And when I say spice, I don't mean like that this is hot, hot, hot. I mean that it has more of a spicy flavor than like a savory flavor. So just take that into consideration, is that this isn't spicy as in it's going to ruin your day or anything like that. But it is spicy in the fact of like when you would eat a regular mild chili or something like that. So that has been this episode of reviewing brand new snacks and drinks that have come out in 2025. To be quite honest with you, I enjoy doing this for all of you. And if you can't tell, I'm a man who likes his food, and so whatever I say about it, you can definitely trust. And again, I will always admit if there's a little bias in something, like I just did. But I hope that you tune in, because we are going to be coming out with a new episode of LemonTalks this weekend. This next episode of LemonTalks that I'm going to do is actually going to cover the potential theories behind what is going on in the WWE, like moving forward storyline wise. So if you don't necessarily like professional wrestling, or if you're thinking about getting into it and you feel like having an expert such as myself explain things to you would be a good way to kind of dip your toe in, then please tune in. Hawk tune in. But tune in to that episode. If you don't really like professional wrestling, then I hope to catch you another time. But that has been this episode of Lemon Talks and Lemon Eats.